All right. And 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the SideQuest special Nintendo E3 2015 edition. This is the podcast that will cease to be known as the SideQuest soon here. We'll announce a name and all that fun stuff later in these shows prior to E3, I think. But right now we're going to talk E3. Bringing the gang back together and really kind of get these bad boys going. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And what better way to kick it off than do a prediction show? Because that's what everybody likes. They like rumors and predictions. And this E3 looks like it's going to be a huge one. So I've asked three fine gentlemen to join me. Ben Wayan.
What's going on?
Sam Dixon.
Hello, friends.
And that Tom Johnson.
Hey, what's up?
And we are going to talk all about Nintendo at E3 this year. You guys ready and settled in for this wild, fun ride tonight?
Sure.
You guys holding on to your butts?
Hold on to something, but
Ben, it looks like you're in some like weird Detroit sports memorabilia room right now.
Which is my room. But
Is it really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
The rest of us, meanwhile, have like these crappy-looking plain walls, and you have like jerseys, signed, autograph stuff behind you. I thought you were in like a locker room somewhere.
Oh, I wish. I wish.
So we're gonna get going here. I think the format we'll do is we'll talk about predictions. So we'll go around the virtual room here, and we'll each kind of spout off one prediction. We'll try to get to 4 or 5, time permitting, and go from there. And if you, dear listeners, have any predictions of your own, please feel free to email us podcast@sidequesting.com with your predictions, or leave it in the post that this is attached to on the site, and we will bring them up in the next episode, which could be a hella fun. So we're going to start right now. Really quickly, just kind of let everybody know when Nintendo's press conference is. Again, it's not a press conference; they're doing a digital event. It's gonna be 9 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday the 16th. And we know Zelda's not going to be there. At least they said that Zelda's not going to be at E3 this year. But you can never tell with Nintendo. And that's really all we know. They did mention that they want to focus on games that are releasing 2015, but then I think they changed that story recently to Wii U and 3DS games in general. So whatever that means, take it with a pinch of salt. But I figure we'll start, and I see Tom Johnson. I think, Tom, you're going to go first since you're on the end of the alphabet with your first name. So why don't you tell us? Give us a prediction for Nintendo at E3 this year.
I think we're going to see a big Wii U Animal Crossing with amiibos.
Damn it, that was one of mine.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Okay.
And, I'm thinking like full-on amiibos.
Oh, wow.
And the cards. I'm thinking that for in-game home stuff.
Okay. So I was actually thinking that because they're releasing like a Happy Home Designer app for the 3DS, I was thinking that this would actually tie in. To, that basically is building the homes for a new Animal Crossing game. Have any of you who have a Wii U downloaded the Animal Crossing app?
That little village where they can walk
and
interact with them.
I actually haven't used my Wii U for anything but Mario Kart in about a year.
Well, they look really nice. Like the actual visuals look great in HD. Wouldn't you agree, Sam?
Yeah. Well, and I can see them taking just like a couple of even if they're not going to take main villagers, since that 3DS game is going to have them as cards already.
Yeah.
Maybe taking Tom Nook or Isabelle, and maybe they're not in that version of the game unless you have that amiibo for them.
Sure. It could be a way to maybe store some stuff about your village on your amiibo, take it to friends' houses, or switch it back and forth between the 3DS. Maybe that's how they're gonna do the 3DS to Wii U connectivity. It'll be through an amiibo. Maybe you have to get the like a Tom Nook or an Isabelle amiibo, and that saves your village onto it or something.
We damn well know they're not going to do that over the internet.
That's for damn sure. Now they did something with Monster Hunter. They've done it with a couple games. I know Monster Hunter.
Well, though?
It was Monster Hunter. You had to download a separate app on the 3DS and on the Wii U, and use that app to connect the data. And essentially, what it did was it would rewrite save data. Really horrible way to do things. You're like sending save data back and forth, or just bad. So who knows what'll happen. But yeah, I think that's the Animal Crossing one is something that I think is needed. They need a big game because Zelda's not coming in 2016 or 2015. Maybe not 2016. Who knows?
Star Fox isn't going to be that big.
You don't think Star Fox is going to be that big?
I don't think it's going to be like that big. Like, oh my God, guys, Star Fox.
Do you think?
Plus, everyone knows about it already.
Yeah. Do you think Animal Crossing is their kind of big tentpole game for this year?
I mean, it was
if it comes out
big for 3DS.
Yeah, it was. It was huge. Yeah, several.
A really big deal.
Like 11 or 12 million at least, right? I think it sold worldwide, if not more than that. Probably more than that. Yeah. All right, cool, good. Well, then I'm gonna go to Sam since all of us had Animal Crossing. Do you have anything other than Animal Crossing?
Yeah. Well, do we want to go with crazy crackpot theories right now, or do we want to say kind of centered? All right. Well, I mean, there's been talk that forever that they need to do some sort of like amiibo-centered retail game. To do something like how Skylanders, it's like its own game built with those toys, and right now Nintendo doesn't have one since all this is for Smash Brothers, and I guess Splatoon's getting a little bit of interaction, but maybe the way I want to see it is take something like the overworld of like a Link Between Worlds that you just had on 3DS and turn that into scanning in like a Samus amiibo, so now you have like a shooter type character, or like a Link one, so then you have like a melee type thing. So I mean, who knows? Like, 9 chances out of 10 they won't do any sort of a physical retail release for an amiibo game, and they'll just stay as assistant characters in Smash Brothers and Mario Party and whatnot.
Well, I mean, I have Mario Party. I think I have the majority of the Wii U games that use amiibo, and it's very sparingly. There's not much to it that that it does. I mean, even the Mario Party kind of uses it, but it's almost like you don't need to. It's like a hassle to keep tapping the stupid amiibo on there to get it to just bounce and hit a pair of dice. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see a full-on amiibo game, and people want a full-on amiibo game. I'd love to see that. Just make it. I know Nintendo doesn't like to copy, supposedly, but just do an adventure game where the amiibo are the characters. You buy the characters and they upgrade. I think the problem with that is just amiibos by design don't hold enough memory. They were kind of badly designed and implemented initially. Now, with the whole data saving system, right? So you can only write to an amiibo for one game. If you want to write another game, you have to delete it, which is pretty stupid.
Do any of you guys have any experience with like Skylanders at all?
Yeah. Oh yeah, huge.
Do those guys? Does the data carry between games?
Yeah, it totally carries between games, but it carries within Skylanders games, right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's not like you're gonna. So maybe there's an option for Nintendo to, like, if there's like a new Smash Brothers in the future, you'll be able to use your character. But I don't know. Right now, you can't take a Smash Brothers into Mario Party and use it without deleting.
I just wanted to make sure I'm understanding right.
Yeah.
You take like your original Skylanders, use that data to.
You can go forward. You just can't go backward with Skylanders and Disney.
Okay, so you can move. It's backwards compatible, not forward.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. You can use the old toys in the newest games. Yep.
All right. Cool.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna hop in before Bin does. And you brought up amiibos. I'm going to say that we're going to get a special Wii U amiibo bundle for the fall. And it's going to be an amiibo you can only get if you buy this bundle, at least for the holiday season, which is just absolutely mind-bogglingly dirty, a dirty trick. But I think it could work with. It might work with Nintendo fans. It could. I don't know what kind of game. I don't know what game it would be that would bundle with it, but it would be some type of ultra exclusive amiibo that you can only get if you buy the hardware bundle. And it'll probably come with some type of amiibo game or something built into it, or maybe like a Smash Brothers bundle. But I think that is important because that ties into me thinking that we're going to get a Nintendo Wii U redesign this year and a price drop.
Well, yeah, because I have to agree. I mean, we've seen that like the rumored redesigned gamepad and promotional materials now and then, didn't we?
Yeah, but I think it wasn't just they vet that stuff pretty well in most cases. So I think a lot of those are just like specific prototypes they use. But I do think it's time because they have to cut costs out of this thing. And I actually think Wii functionality will probably get booted from there because I don't know many people that bought a Wii U that actually still play the Wii games.
I've never used it.
So they could cut the Wii functionality out of there, like they did with the Wii. They dropped the GameCube and were able to keep it profitable, that kind of stuff. So I can see them dropping the Wii functionality. I don't really think they'll modify the gamepad very much, if not all, but the console they'll probably make smaller and cheaper, and they may bump in a bigger hard drive, maybe like 100 gig or something, if that. But I think we'll get that this year.
Right now, so
yeah, anything is better than a 32. I have a terabyte drive attached to mine, and it's just like my other consoles, it's already filling up with stuff that I download.
What was the default capacity on those?
8 and 32.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. I can sneeze here. Hold on, let me show you. This both of these SanDisk things are 32. Oh, this one's 16. I think this one is like 64 or something. I have a 256 or no, sorry, a 64 SanDisk drive or PNY drive that cost me $8. So it's not like memory is an issue, so they got to get that in there. So anyways, yeah, Wii U redesign with a price drop and a special amiibo in there to get people to purchase it. That's my prediction.
Can we just get like the regular Wii U to have a price drop as well? I mean, I think it's about time.
It'll probably happen. Yeah. So what's yours been?
I'm a big fan of it personally of these two games. Hopefully they announce it, but I'm not sure about everyone else. But I'm hoping for either a F-Zero drop or a Metroid drop this year for the Wii U or 3DS. For the Wii U, I would love to see it. I think it's about time for, especially the F-Zero series, especially with the World Championship that's going to be there at E3.
Yeah.
I don't see why not throw a racing game in there for Nintendo.
You know what would be really cool? Since Mario Kart 8 is doing so well, you know what? I'll get that later. I think you're onto something. I actually think I think that's a great point, and people want F-Zero, so we'll see. I think it's timing. It's time for it.
It is all about timing, and I think it is time. Mario Kart 8 is doing really well, especially with the new 200cc that just came out. Well, not that long ago.
Oh my God, it's awesome.
So
it's impossibly awesome.
I haven't played it yet. My friends that have the game, normally I go over there and play it, but it's amazing time. Amazing times.
Cool. Tom, what's your next prediction there?
I think we're gonna get a new non-mainline Mario game.
Okay.
So probably like a 3DS thing.
Cool. That's a good.
My heart of hearts wants to say it's gonna be like a Sunshine thing because they've been fixing games that are kind of messed up, like Majora's Mask and other stuff. And
Do you think that would be for 3DS, the Sunshine, or do you think that would come out for the
I want to say 3DS, but I've used the new 3DS, and that second
it's nice.
stick is the second stick is nice, but it's really kind of janky still.
It is, yeah.
Like it's either all on or all like. It's really hard to get a finesse on it. But I feel like the 3DS would be a safer investment for them because there's so many of those out there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was reading this thing and I was looking at the numbers and they sold, I think, like fewer Wii U's than they did than Sega did Dreamcasts.
Oh yeah, they're like super low right now. The Wii U won't catch up to Dreamcast probably. It'll pass Saturn at least.
Oh yeah, yeah. I really think they're gonna. I don't think it'll be like a new
Yeah.
something on the scale of Galaxy or anything like that. But it's been like this fall will be 2 years since 3D World. What Land? What was the one for
3D World for Wii U.
World?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. I think it's time for another one.
Sam, what do you think for your second prediction?
Well, I think you were sort of alluding to this earlier with F-Zero, but I think we'll hear definitely about at least one Smash Brothers DLC character that they
Okay.
haven't talked about yet. And then also, I think we'll hear about new Mario Kart DLC also.
Mm.
And I wouldn't put it against them just because of how well that F-Zero stuff has, been hitting people. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do like some sort of like full conversion like expansion
Ooh.
onto it. That's just like a F-Zero focus, like another like 8 to 16 tracks or something like that
Uh-huh.
that are just specifically F-Zero with some of the speed and tuning like changed specifically towards that.
Now, yeah, it's funny because I also had Mario Kart DLC and Smash Brothers DLC on my list. I think you guys are just kind of peering over my list. Either that or these are like totally obvious calls that Nintendo could make. Um, Ben brought up F-Zero at first, and it's the white whale, right? Everybody wants a new F-Zero game, but Nintendo says, yeah, we'll do it when the time is right. Um, I on that F-Zero idea, it could definitely very well end up as Mario Kart DLC, or my prediction is that we get F-Zero on the 3DS for the new 3DS, um, and it becomes it's kind of the next F-Zero. So they have F-Zero on portable because the Mario Kart 7 is kind of died off on 3DS. So reinstill some of that competitive play on that portable, and keep Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, and maybe F-Zero jumps on the NX down the line. But I think F-Zero on 3DS could do good, and just kind of the last of the big games for the little their portable console. So my prediction is F-Zero will come to 3DS, and not necessarily Wii U. It definitely won't look as great. So maybe they'll try some cool, different graphical style, like what they did with like Project Steam or Codename Steam, or whatever that was, that kind of more cartoony stuff. So maybe they'll go that
More
route.
cell shaded.
Yeah, more cell shaded, something that actually plays to the 3DS's strengths. It'll piss off a lot of people who want like a super fast, console F-Zero game, but it'll sell on the 3DS because I think it'll be a great portable little game. So, and what about you, Ben? What's your next prediction?
That we'll finally get a release date and a demo for Fire Emblem.
Oh, okay. The new Fire Emblem
Yeah.
for the 3DS or Fire Emblem
Yes.
across? Okay. So
Well, for both, yeah. I would like to hear some sort of date, some sort of demo for that game.
okay.
People want it. People have been begging for it. Why not just give it to us already?
Sure. That's I loved the last one. Did you guys? Ben, I'm assuming you played the 3DS one.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
All right, yeah. How about you, Sam? Tom, did you guys play the 3DS Fire Emblem game?
I played a few hours of it, and then I
Okay.
got all the other stuff.
I've never actually played a Fire Emblem game. I played the
Okay.
Advance Wars games,
Advance Wars?
but yeah, never a Fire Emblem game.
I just picked up Days of Ruin, the DS version, but I got it. I actually got the UK version, which is I forget what it's called. It's like Dark Days or Advance Wars, Dark something or other. But it works on the 3DS, so I finally got Days of Ruin. So I'm excited to jump into that. It's my first Advance Wars game. Um, yeah, I totally dig Fire Emblem. I think it's a great series, and I'm glad that it's available on a few different. It's actually you can download it for Wii U, right, Ben? There's like a Wii U version, one of the Fire Emblems, and then you can get it for the. They had the Game Boy Advance version for the 3DS. I think there's one you can actually download in the eShop as well, but
I
I don't know.
believe so. Yes. Yeah.
That
Cool.
GBA version's really great. So
The what?
that GBA game is really
Yeah,
good.
it's awesome.
Actually
It's cool.
to completion.
Tom, what else? What do you got? What's your next prediction here?
Ba, ba, ba. I think we're actually gonna see like the in earnest. They're gonna really show whatever like what are those two Miyamoto games?
Oh,
Guard
Project Guard and Giant Robot.
'cause one of them when they originally were talking about was slated tentatively for Q2 2015
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
game, so that's not happening. But they gotta show something of it for
Mhm.
real, as
Mhm.
opposed to small proof of concept demos because they've been working on that for a while.
They have been, and I mean, I played both of them last year at E3, and they were interesting. But they were interesting in being these kind of small games. I don't really know what you can do to flush out like a full release. Do you think there'll be retail or eShop or both?
I'm thinking more eShop, but
Okay.
still, I think like you can't just like gloss over like, oh, this is the guy who made Mario. This is like, oh, he's doing this thing. We're just gonna stealth release it and not tell anyone about it. Especially on
Sure.
like the Wii U, which there already aren't a lot of them out there to
Hmm.
get stuff on. If you just don't tell people about it, that's like just marking it for death.
Sure. 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 Sure.
So
Good.
I
Yeah,
really want to see more of that.
they're cool. We have some of the videos of them up on our YouTube page. Check it out. Check it out. Sam, what do you think? What else you got going on for as a prediction?
Well, we were talking about 3DS games. I actually think Metroid might be the
Ooh.
surprise 3DS game because
Hmm.
so far, from at least everything that the 3DS has been following, is that system is basically like the portable GameCube.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like the Super Nintendo, or the Game Boy Advance was like a portable Super Nintendo. The normal DS was a portable N64, and so far, like everything's been like portable GameCube. So I wouldn't like we were talking about Sunshine, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see like some form of like a 2D Metroid, like almost like a Metroid Fusion type game, but on the 3DS.
I'd love that. I've just for the first time played Super Metroid a couple months ago, so I've been like ticking away at it whenever I get a chance here and there, and I love it. I've always been I jumped into Metroid with Metroid Prime, which I absolutely love. I re-downloaded the trilogy for the Wii U. So the 2D Metroid, they had that rumor of Metroid Dread years ago, probably like around 7 years ago, where there was going to be a DS 2D Metroid, and apparently they definitely were working on it, and then it just kind of fizzled away for whatever reason. But yeah, I think a 2D Metroid would be awesome. That would get a lot of people here in the West definitely interested in a 3DS. I don't know how it would do in Japan. Maybe it'll do good. I mean, we've kind of transitioned to the 3D Metroids, so those didn't sell very well in Japan, but the 2D stuff always seemed to do good.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did the DS, what was it, Metroid Prime Echoes or
No, the
Metroid
DS Hunters.
Hunters or something?
Hunters.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that did very well, and I just
I
don't
don't
think that sort of like Metroid Prime like control and aspect
Mm.
like thing translates well onto a portable. And there's been a lot of people that have been using the 3D to do that. I think Mutant Mounts is the game that does the like
Oh, yeah.
front of the stage, back of the stage, and they could probably figure something like that out for a
Sure.
new Metroid.
Mm-hmm. There could be something pretty cool. I could almost see like a Metroid, Samus jumping in two different worlds, right? There's a space of like two parallel worlds or something. That would be pretty cool. I could see that, and it could be a lot of fun. Yeah, I hear you.
I think it's time for another side-scrolling Metroid game because
Yeah.
they were always so much fun. I tried to play Prime, and at first, I thought I liked the idea of like a first-person Metroid game, but then the controls wasn't there during the time. I mean, maybe it could probably work with the Wii U with the tablet and everything, but not sure. Still, I would rather like a 2D game for it.
One of the cool things for Metroid for the Wii U is that I mean the gamepad is there for the people that have played Metroid Prime. You can scan the world around you. I could totally see you just hold the gamepad up and that's your scanner, right? You just flip the gamepad up and there's your scanner for the world. You can see stuff there and you're looking through the glass of the 3DS. Supposedly, it could work. As a Wii U, it could work as a Wii U thing. So who knows? Yeah, 2D it would be a lot of fun. What was the one that was on the not Zero Mission, but it was
Fusion?
Fusion. Yeah, that was an awesome game. Fusion was fantastic. So Metroid Prime and I think it was Fusion and Metroid Prime came out at the same time, and you can link the two. You can link your Game Boy Advance to the GameCube, and transfer the. Basically, you unlock the costumes for the other game, so you'd have a different suit for the Metroid Prime game, and then you'd have a same thing for Fusion. So that was a neat idea. But I think that was the last time Nintendo linked their portable and their console. But yeah, 2D Metroid would kick butt. I'm gonna go with speaking of whether it's a remake or whatever. I think we're gonna get Mario Galaxy in HD. Either Mario Galaxy or Mario Sunshine in HD. I think maybe Mario Galaxy because Super Mario Galaxy 2 was released on the Wii for the Virtual Console, which I find it odd that they didn't release the original Super Mario Galaxy and then Mario Galaxy 2. So I wondered why they put the newer game out, not the older one. So I'm wondering if they're going to re-release Mario Galaxy as like an HD version of it for the Wii U with a bunch of bonuses. Maybe there's some amiibo thing in there as well, or you can play as other characters. Maybe you can play as Princess Peach or Yoshi or something. But I can see them re-releasing Mario Galaxy, maybe Sunshine if it's not for the 3DS, but because they don't have, again, Zelda's out. I don't think F-Zero. I know Animal Crossing's huge, but you're giving up a lot of
that big.
Yeah, you're giving up a lot of. I don't know if it's a console seller, so they need like one more game that's recognizable to people that aren't like Nintendo diehards, and the new Mario game, even though it's not really new, could be that game. So.
Well, I'm trying to remember what was their big thing last year that wasn't amiibos because they spent a lot of time.
Smash Brothers. I mean, Smash Brothers
was a big thing.
Smash Brothers.
They had the tournament there as well.
Yeah, Smash Brothers and Captain Toad came out in December, which is still Captain Toad's awesome. And for people that haven't played it, I'm so glad that game came out. They made it in like less than a year, just using like assets from Super Mario 3D World. So definitely pick that up.
I mean, yeah, Smash Brothers was a big thing where a good majority of the Nintendo show floor was Smash Brothers alone.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you get like the little corner was like, oh, here's Splatoon and all the other games coming up for it.
Yeah. Ben, what do you think? What's one of your next predictions?
I'm just gonna throw this against the wall, but I think Nintendo's gonna do a new account system to replace Club Nintendo.
Oh yeah. They mentioned that. So they're working with DNA, and they mentioned it was going to debut this year in the fall potentially. Do you think they're actually gonna reveal it at E3?
I think they're gonna review something. Spend a little time about what the new account system is going to be like. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but hopefully it's going to be a huge improvement from Club Nintendo. So, that's what I would like to see. It will probably bring a lot more people to buy the system, to buy into it, and, spend the points and all that stuff. So
I use Club Nintendo all the time because a lot of the third-party games were able to get you Club Nintendo coins, and anytime you downloaded a game off the eShop, it would get you coins as well. So
yeah.
I ended up getting a ton of trinkets and stuff that I didn't need off there. But I'd actually prefer discounts and loyalty, some type of loyalty reward system more than just coins. So, but yeah, I think a new account system is needed, right? Because you can't. I mean, you can get Don't Starve. If you get Don't Starve, you get a second code to give away to a friend. Which is one kind of weird, not really cross-buy, but you get the physical code. So they actually send you an email, the code, the redemption code. There's a couple games for the Wii U and 3DS, like one of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars, or whatever that's called, game, where you just get a code for the other game. So it's like it's not really cross-buy. It's just getting a code for the other game to download it. It's getting a free version, so it's not even linked. So I think Nintendo's a long way to go. If this is a start, I'd be curious to see what happens with like Miiverse, because that's really tied into their hardware and their account systems right now. So I'm wondering if it would tie into Miiverse, or if it would just say, hey, Miiverse was fun, we gotta go a different route. I mean, maybe that's what ends up happening. I don't know.
Who knows? We'll find out. But they'll definitely need a new account system. For all their platforms right now. It's much needed ever since everyone was wondering why Club Nintendo went down. I know Not a lot of people used it, but I know of select few that kept on buying Nintendo
Yep.
stuff and
Yep.
putting the points in and stuff like that.
I
So,
think
but
I ended up with like 40 extra points that I never used.
oh really?
Yeah, I can't do anything with them now.
I mean, hopefully, if they announce a new account system, that those points could be transferred over to the new account system.
I doubt it. Yeah, see, they said you got to use them up by June 30th, and then they're gone. All right, so we've each had 3 right now. Some have been a little bit crazier, some have been kind of obvious, some have been more technical. We got 2 more rounds of this left. We've been going for about a half hour here. Before we get into these next 2 rounds, are you guys are you expecting a ton from Nintendo this year, or you think it's going to be more laid back? I mean, obviously with Zelda not being the big game this year, they've had to reshuffle stuff, especially a lot of our expectations. I mean, what are your guys' just feelings overall about Nintendo at E3?
I think it's going to be a lot more laid back than the previous years. With Zelda not being there, not sure how Star Fox is going to be showcased and everything. But it's just I don't think their additional press conference is going to be that long. I think it might be about 30 minutes max.
Oh,
maybe.
really?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that long, to be honest with you. I mean, unless they're going to go, unless they're they announce a new account system and they spend a little bit of time explaining it. But other than that, I don't think it's going to be that long.
What about you guys, Sam, Tom? What do you think about Nintendo this year so far, or at E3? You think it's going to be a big lot of surprises, or what's your feeling going in?
See, I'm thinking the opposite. I think they're aware that without Zelda being there, and knowing that this is the year that basically Sony and Microsoft are planning to drop anything that they have possible. Well, I say this thinking Nintendo thinks like a normal company, which has been clear that they don't over the past couple of years. But I think they're gonna have to show. I think bringing the Nintendo World Championships back, they're going to go for like a segment of it that's going to be nostalgia, and that we're talking about a Star Fox that they have to talk about because if it's coming out this year, no one's seen anything except for that one weird like off-screen shot of like an R-wing or whatever. And maybe we're talking Metroid, maybe we're talking like another like mainline Mario type game. But at the same time, we're going to talk DLCs. We're going to talk a little bit about Splatoon, even though like that game will be out. It will only be out for like 3 weeks, and they've been mentioning how they plan on a whole update trend of throughout the summer for Splatoon. So I feel like we're going to get this weird like focus on nostalgia with like Mario Maker also, and then at the same time being like, well, here's the nostalgia, and then here is also like what our plan is to carry us through to the NXT or whatever their next concert's going to be called. Because
the NXT, it's a wrestling league.
Is it the NX? Right?
The NX,
I think it's just it's without the T.
So,
which I mean, it's just like we get it. It's your next console. But like I feel like they've talked about it only because they know. Well, again, if they're a normal company, they've mentioned it just because they know that there's going to be a bunch of stuff that's going to make you forget they've talked about it until then. But then again, Nintendo has a problem of mentioning things that never end up happening, or are their sole focus and ignore everything else on the road to that. So who knows? I'm on the fence of it could either be huge and have so much stuff, or it could be completely empty and we just talk about games that are expected out in like 3 to 4 months.
Right. Tom, what do you think?
I can see it going either way, really, because it's either they are completely blind and not cognizant of like their place, and they just keep going on as they have been, and they're like, oh, here's these small things, here's our short conference, or they recognize their place in it because they're in last place, which they ended like they sold a bunch of Wii U's, sorry, not Wii U's, Wii's, but they did not retain that with this.
Yeah.
Recognize that and come out swinging, or they just, which I really don't think they're going to do. I really do feel like they're just going to continue going on with that everything's okay type of mentality.
Living in their own little world. I'm always I'm always too positive with Nintendo only because I still do think they have just the highest quality complete game design baked into their essence, right? They're a game company first and foremost, an experience company, game company. Sony is a hardware company, and then Microsoft's the operating system company, except maybe not for this generation, but so Nintendo has games baked into there. So usually whatever comes out is a hell of a lot of fun, but it's almost like never enough comes out, or lately they've been a lot of these like bite-sized experiences that are, hey, it's fun, but it's not anything to really, yeah, granted Smash Brothers is great, but it was another Smash Brothers game. Mario 3D World is great, but it wasn't really groundbreaking. It had cats. Mario Kart 8 has been, even it's another Mario Kart, it is really awesome. But yeah, I tend to be overly positive. I'm going to be overly positive on them this year. Again, only because last year they really surprised with Splatoon, which, I've played the Global Test Fire. I loved it. I played all 3 sessions of it. My daughter played the Global Test Fire, and we're actually heading up, going out of town this weekend for Memorial Day. And my daughter's 5-year-old daughter is completely upset that she's going to miss the last Global Test Fire session because she had such a blast with running around and losing, getting clobbered and painted in Splatoon. But I think, man, Nintendo, they did it again with a game in a genre that's dominated by this kind of core audience, and they created a shooter, a multiplayer shooter that's completely family friendly, and kids are, a 5-year-old loves it because it's all colorful, all that kind of stuff. So they had that. They had Mario Maker last year. They had the Kirby kind of came out of nowhere. So I think, yeah, Yoshi's. Oh, we knew that from a couple of years ago. It's just been forever taken off. But yeah, I think they're. I think they always have the ability to really kind of surprise us, and and so I think that's going to happen again. I think we'll have, we'll be left smiling, whether it's with with new games or just the games they have coming out. The way Nintendo presents it, I think could be another fun, positive Nintendo moment, I guess.
I just want to say how much I love that you talked about all of this cool stuff that Nintendo did during the Direct last year and completely omitted your crippling amiibo addiction.
Yes. Well, so I'm glad you brought that up. I've sworn off amiibos. I have not ordered any new. Well, let me take it back. I did order all the ones for this set.
Yeah.
But that was my breaking point. It was like, crap, I have to get all these, and I waited in line for like 2 hours for the one stupid.
Just one more hit, right, Dolly?
Just one more hit at GameStop. What was that GameStop exclusive? The
Nest, was it?
Nest, yeah. I'm like, I gotta get it. And then as I was waiting in line there, I had this internal breakdown. Like, seriously, what the fuck am I doing? I'm inside a GameStop.
Saw your reflection in the window.
Yeah, I saw like a sad cat looking at the window. And I thought, guys, seriously, for like $13, I've lost 2 hours of my life. That was the point where I wrote the article. That was the point I realized.
Mario?
Yeah, I got the gold Mario, but super easy. I got it, and in the end, I didn't have to wait online or anything. But yeah, I realized, like, you know what? It broke me. I'm only gonna go after ones that I'm maybe super interested in, that I'm actually considering using in games. And then the idea now is that if I don't open the case, there's no reason to me owning it. So I still got to sell off all my amiibos that I don't.
But Dolly, they said that Yoshi's Woolly World one is the first one in a series that is going to be of that type.
You know what? That's probably the only amiibo that I really want is the Yoshi Yarn one, because
the Yoshi one does look normal. Yeah. I might get that just for that handcrafted.
I haven't bought a single amiibo or Toys to Life product.
Okay, you haven't.
I'm dangerously close to buying a Disney Infinity figure because I really like the character and I want it on my shelf.
And, which figure?
Nova.
Okay, all right.
The Marvel one. And I'm this close to getting that friggin' Yoshi one because it just looks so cool.
I ended up getting Skylanders was really bad for me initially. When the first Skylanders came out, I reviewed it. We were reviewing. They sent us the review unit for SideQuesting.
Just go ahead and justify it.
No, I'm not yet. Totally. So they sent us a review in it, and I thought, well, I better go out and buy a couple more to see how these work.
It's cool, guys. I love the control.
It's cool, guys. I got it. And so, and then that's how my addiction started. I look over my wall, and I have tons of amiibo or tons of Skylanders that I'm never gonna play with ever again on my wall, and then I have a bunch that are still unopened in boxes. And I thought, no.
Yo, you got Drobot?
I got the Drobot. Yeah, I'm actually staring at it right now.
Yo.
So Drobot, yeah. So
It's one of my friends that I've known for quite a while. That's all he's known for is all the Skylander stuff. And
The toys.
He's got his own channel on YouTube, and he gets a lot of hits for it, not just the Skylander, but the Disney Infinity as well. And he does the unboxing, buys the new products and stuff like that. It's so crazy how much
I'm gonna do that. So it's funny is like even though I like the Amiibo still, it broke me. I'm way more into like these little Hot Wheels cars. Now, give me a Hot Wheels Toys to Life, and I'm all in. All in.
You say that now. We're going to reconvene here in about 4 months and 1 week. We're going to talk to Dolly about his Lego Dimensions.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
There's Doctor Who coming out,
guys. Doctor Who ones, I got the Star Wars ones, I got the Portal ones, I got all of these.
All right, let's continue with our last couple predictions each here. So Tom, why don't you lead off? You're the lead off batter. What's your next prediction?
I think we're going to see a smaller new 3DS.
Oh, all right. Oh, you're gonna see the original new 3DS. Okay.
Yeah, because it came out in everywhere. Other smaller market.
And they need to spur sales, right? Essentially.
Yeah. Also, that's the one I'll buy.
Okay, a lot of people are saying that I would downsize actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have those customizable covers on them too.
Yeah.
Like every other market. I'm shocked that they didn't release those here like initially.
Yeah, and if it has those that's what I'm thinking is because they released it in all the smaller territories. I'm thinking it was some like a supply thing.
It may have been. Yeah, I think it may have been a supply thing. That's why it was.
Who knows?
I mean, it cleared FCC. They filed the paperwork, so it's already. They could just start shipping them today if they wanted to. So
it has those Famicom buttons. Oh my god.
Oh man. But yeah, that would be. They need to spur that because I actually think the 3DS we're witnessing maybe the last 2 holiday seasons for Nintendo having a dedicated portable gaming system. I think so. We'll see. Tom, what about you? What's your next prediction?
You mean who you want?
I'm sorry, Tom. Sam.
Well, I think at least once a year you normally get like a 4 to 5 person game from Nintendo. This year's was Mario Party so far. Well, I guess kind of last year was Mario Party and Mario Kart. And we haven't seen any of the and we haven't seen any of the sports titles that normally come out on Nintendo platforms yet. So maybe we'll even get like a Mario Golf and a Mario Tennis bundled in together.
Were you reading my thing? Because I have new sports title in here.
Jeez. Or that, or there is a WarioWare game already for Wii U, but I know a lot of people weren't really happy with it.
Yeah, it's not that great.
So maybe we'll see something like that. Because WarioWare Smooth Moves was like the pinnacle of that series, and that was a Wii release. So somebody's still got to be around to be able to make that sort of asynchronous multiplayer with the gamepad and the Wiimotes or something.
It could work so well. Did any of you guys play Frobisher Says on Vita?
Yeah, Frobisher Says a lot of fun. Yeah.
Oh, if they just do it like that, because that is exactly the same type of stuff that's on that handset. I think handheld.
Yeah.
Gamepad.
Do you think they would come up with a new Nintendo Land game instead of?
That's possible.
Exclusive to the console it comes with.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could
just have a new Pilot Wing then. Get a new Pilot Wing game.
No, they had Pilot Wings for the 3DS. Yeah. It wasn't all that great, but I could see Nintendo Land, especially if it's tied to Amiibo. Yeah. So you unlock the worlds if you tap the Amiibo on there.
Well, that would be the same trend we saw Wii Sports and the Wii Sports Resort too, as sort of tech demo proving games for the system.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. I could see that now that there's a lot more Wii U's out there in the U.S. It's probably 6 million, I think, in the U.S. somewhere like that, 7 million.
I'd say.
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot, but it may be enough for
Still profitable for a full year, which
Sony
and Microsoft, I'm not really sure, can claim the same things this year. So
that's true. That's true. So I'm gonna guess that this year, at E3, we're going to get a surprise trailer for whatever TV or movie project Nintendo is working on with Netflix or with Sony or whatever. I could see this being you getting a trailer this year for something that's releasing in 2016. I think it's time because a Nintendo cartoon or a TV show or a Super Mario Brothers movie or a Metroid or Star Fox movie, something I think any of those would do really well with kids because Nintendo's been doing awesome with their IP lately. They mentioned like a year and a half ago that they were going to start working on their expanding their IP, and so far they've actually done a pretty phenomenal job when you think about who they're partnering with, like the Puzzle and Dragons and the Hyrule Warriors and a bunch of the other things that they've been doing. I think the next natural, and there was always I hate to bring up those leaks from the Sony email stuff because I'm not big into that, but Nintendo and Sony Pictures at least were working together on trying to get some details on a Super Mario Brothers movie, a new one. So
nah, man, they're working on a Last Guardian TV show.
Last Guardian TV show. We're not gonna see that. The Last Guardian has a better chance of showing up on the Wii U than it does on the Sony platform at this point. But I think this is the year we're gonna see something from Nintendo and whoever else on either a TV show or a movie, and both of those have been leaked supposedly in some respects. So Nintendo did not say that there wasn't anything on Netflix. All they said, I think the quote was that the source of their information was wrong. So, which is like, oh, the source of the information wrong, but not Netflix. Maybe it's Amazon or it's on TV. Could you imagine like I mean, there's no Saturday morning cartoon shows on broadcast anymore, but I could see like Nintendo on the Disney Channel or something. Disney XD or even like Disney Junior. Maybe there's like a Nintendo Princesses on Disney Junior or something. I don't know, but I think there's
around the same time with the new Marvel channel that Disney's putting on.
Yeah, true. There's a Marvel channel and a Star Wars channel they're looking to put out. So there could be some. Hey, there could be a Nintendo channel down the line, but I mean, even with the Universal Studios, the Universal Parks, right? So there's that coming as well. Maybe there's Universal Studios and Nintendo are actually they're a lot closer than we think potentially. So I think we're going to get a movie trailer or a TV show trailer this year. Ben, what do you think? What's next on your list?
I'm reaching at this point because I really want to see another one of this. I really would like to see Nintendo either make like a Paper Mario type Mario RPG game.
Mm-hmm.
I would, and then you incorporate that with some of the amiibos in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would like them to do.
Yep.
I think it'll be amazing. In my mind, it is, but like I said, at this point I'm just reaching because that's what we don't want to see. I want to see another Mario RPG, even though the first one wasn't really that good. But I like that game style though. So.
It's not another Square Enix and Nintendo collaboration.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. All right. Last round of predictions. Tom, what is your last prediction for Nintendo at E3?
I really think we're going to see a new Pokemon game of some sort.
Okay.
2 years since Black and White. We haven't gotten, not Black and White, X, Y, and X.
No, red. It's red and whatever the.
No,
the re-releases stuff.
The proper game.
Yeah, they've been on this. I think there are actually like 2 studios working on games. So that, like, if you've looked at their trend, every other year they release a new game in the Pokemon series, and then like the other years it's been remakes. So like they had last year was Sapphire and Ruby, whatever it was. The year before that was XY, which was a new game. The year before that was it Black 2, White 2?
Yeah, it was Black 2, White 2. That came almost like just
a year
after Black and White.
It's a year after Black and White. And Black 2, White 2 was a continuation / somewhat of a remake. And then the year before that was a remake of like Pearl and whatever. Yeah. So they're doing this kind of on again, off, and this is the right year for a brand new mainstream Pokemon game. So yeah, I mean they announced that Mystery Dungeon game, right?
They did, and they also announced that that arcade Tekken game.
Oh yeah,
Talking or something.
So maybe
for
a Wii U. That'd be cool.
Oh man,
there you go. Great. I would love that actually. Do you think that would? That probably wouldn't cannibalize Smash Brothers, but it could be a cool,
It's a totally different game.
totally different type of game. That's neat. Yeah, I can see that. And another IP thing that they've been working on that's been pretty cool. Pokken tournament.
Pokken.
That'll be announcement though in that direct.
Tom, what's Tom? I keep calling you Tom because I'm staring at Tom and I see Sam's in there. Sam, what's your last prediction here?
I'm trying to think. Well, I don't really have like a game or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple guesses of what Smash Brothers characters we'll see.
Okay,
next
yeah.
time.
What is it? What? Give us.
Well, I'm surprised when they did that Amiibo or that Splatoon direct that they just showed like costumes for the Splatoons. I could have sworn that they were gonna announce like at least like the boy and the girl as playable characters.
Yeah, I can see that.
I also wouldn't be surprised if because there's been so much like talk about Banjo-Kazooie recently because of like ukulele or whatever, that like we don't see some sort of like reaching across the aisle from Microsoft just being just trying to get themselves well liked out of this E3 with that. And then also if we're gonna see like more Pokemon games like come out, maybe the other starter from X and Y, the fire one, no, not Furoki, Fennekin?
Fennekin, yeah.
Yeah, whatever her like final evolved form is, I wouldn't be shocked if we didn't see her as well. I guess she might already be a character, right? One of the like Pokemon. Yeah. Okay. I think they said that they wouldn't do assist trophies because everybody wants a Waluigi, but that's probably not going to happen.
So it's what's interesting is like they announced, when was it, back in was it January when they announced, hey, go ahead and vote, on characters and stuff, right?
Yeah.
January, February. I think it'd be a perfect time to announce who those are. Yeah. Because they've had time to figure out who they are. So like some reveal trailers and let everyone know they're coming sometime this summer.
Well, and I guess if there's new characters in the new Star Fox too, that might be a good way.
Yeah, that's true.
Because technically, Wolf could make it back in as a character. But why use Wolf when we can use another new Star Fox?
Slippy the Frog.
Yes, Slippy Toad.
Slippy Toad. So that's just Slippy Frog, Slippy Toad.
Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
I think that I agree with you. We're gonna get and I had Mario Kart DLC and Smash Brothers DLC. We're gonna get Smash Brothers reveals. I would almost wonder if they're like you get like 2 or 3 Smash Brothers reveals kind of sprinkled in the throughout the presentation, which could be kind of a neat way to do it. Like they'll have they'll lead off with a new Smash Brothers character, and then like midway through they'll do one more Smash Brothers character, and at the very end of the show before they close, they'll do one last Smash Brothers character. Maybe it's like Miyamoto or something.
I could totally see them doing like, oh, this is our new game, and then you could also get that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would love a Reggie or a Miyamoto Smash Brothers character and an amiibo. Like I would totally buy a Reggie and Miyamoto and Iwata amiibo and have them sitting on my. I would pay for those.
You put the Reggie
and you paid for all of them. So
amiibo.
I paid for all of them so far.
You put the Reggie amiibo on Smash Brothers, and all it says is, "My body is ready."
My body is ready.
We can almost 100% guarantee that Snake will never be a character released for Smash Brothers.
Now we can say with full. So my last prediction, and this is this one, even though it's not Snake related, it is related to kind of these classic characters. I think that we're gonna get a Nintendo. They're gonna game with maybe it's like a hybrid, or Nintendo's producing it, or someone else producing it. But Nintendo and one of their '80s companies, so like Castlevania. Maybe there's a new Castlevania game coming. I know Iga's got his game coming through Kickstarter, but that's a couple years off more than likely. So maybe we'll get a new Castlevania game that's developed by Nintendo or Way Forward. Maybe we'll get a new Mega Man game, or Mega Man and Mario. I could see some type of Could you imagine Mega Man and Metroid?
I would love that.
Mega Man Cross Metroid. I think there could be a cool. There's going to be a cool little some type of another IP, intellectual property hybrid with Nintendo and some other company. I think it would be a ton of fun. while they have a lot of these properties dormant, like Metroid and F-Zero, just like mix it up. I think it's the perfect time. So I think we'll get, and it'll be like a classic NES era, you know, whether it's Castlevania or Mega Man or Ninja Gaiden or something. I think we'll get a new.
So something similar to like Double Dragon and Battletoads in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Double Dragon, Battletoads, or whatever. It could be something like that. So
not an announcement for the 2016 release of Mario and Mega Man at the summer.
There you go. It can work. They're both super into like platforming. Or here's another or. What if we get like classic NES characters in Mario Maker, right? So you actually get like third-party characters, or Nintendo says, hey, you're gonna get all the Mario characters from Mario Maker, but then you're also gonna get Mega Man. You're also gonna get Simon Belmont, and you'll get whatever one or two other characters. That could be kind of cool.
Side-scrolling characters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All the side-scrolling.
We keep throwing in amiibo integration, but amiibo could be used for that too.
Totally, that's a great point. Yeah, you can use your amiibos and it unlocks the characters in Mario Maker. And that'd be a great way to sell amiibos to
every time
to guys
you
like me.
name, you give it more power.
Amiibo.
Listen, it's good. Their next console, just everything's gonna ship with like 15 different amiibos, and every
amiibos, just bigger amiibos.
Yeah, every retailer is getting its own color variant.
It's like the worst. Nintendo has been the worst with them. I mean, granted, there's been Skylanders stuff that's been retailer specific. It was really minimal, even though it was out there. Like
this bad.
No, it's not this bad because Nintendo's characters are actually popular. Like, who wants Robo Claw Drobot from Skylanders in Jelly when in like Jelly Red when you can get Gold Mario? It's like everyone knows Mario. So, finally, Ben, what's your last prediction?
Well, Tom took it earlier. Was seeing a new Pokemon game.
Okay.
It's time. I didn't really got into the last one.
Ruby Sapphire.
Ruby and Sapphire. I enjoyed the hell out of X and Y though.
Oh, they were so good.
Yeah.
They were excellent. So a new Pokemon game and going towards that direction would be amazing. Again, I would sit in my bed and just play it for hours. Like, oh, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I should put this away.
Nintendo does a really good job of, and I hate to say it this way, but evolving Pokemon over the last couple games that have come out. Like you see the X and Y were the first ones to really take Pokemon to that next level away from like just the flat 2D world, and then and they introduced a lot of online stuff, and then Sapphire Ruby introduced a lot of online stuff and really integrated with the Pokemon Bank thing. So they've been doing pretty good in like pushing and adapting Pokemon. So I think you're right. There could definitely be a new Pokemon game that could rock. But all right, we're nearing the hour, which means time to sign off. But any last wild crazy predictions before we sign off for the day?
Well, with the new Pokemon stuff, maybe we also see like a new sort of version of Pokemon Stadium too for consoles.
Yeah.
Because they've done all the like 3D animation work already, like for the 3DS.
Maybe they'll put mini games in it again, like the only part that people like.
That's fun. It's like you use that little 3DS Animal Crossing game to work on your Wii U Animal Crossing world, but then you use the Wii U Pokemon training game to work on the 3DS Pokemon you collect. I'm going to throw down that I think we're actually going to see Zelda in trailer form, but not playable in this year at E3. I know Nintendo said we're not showing it, but I think they're going to pull that rabbit out of the hat, or that one last card, and say, oh, by the way, here's why we're holding off on Zelda for this year, is because we're adding this amazing new feature, yada yada yada. And they won't give a launch date, but I think we'll actually get a something Zelda related trailer or something. Anybody else? Are we all drained? Looks like everybody's drained.
Nintendo, like I had a list of predictions, and Nintendo, I go like, oh yeah, we're doing E3 prediction podcast.
Then you forget them.
And I'm like,
oh,
Kevin.
Wait, I have one more.
All right, yeah.
Do we see free-to-play games on the Wii U since they've been working out so well on the 3DS?
That's true. Yeah, that's a great point. I've downloaded all the 3DS ones. I could see. Here's the other thing. Why don't they have like themes on the Wii U? I would totally download like. They have some really interesting 3DS themes. I'd love a Wii U theme management system. I think that could be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, man, you and the rest of that huge Wii U install base.
Yeah, all 6 of us would love that.
Listen, the Wii U is the best system. Don't make fun of it.
The sad part is it's actually a really solid system, but just with some shitty business decisions. It has, in Nintendo's defense, like the games that have actually come out for it have been pretty phenomenal. It's just that there's not very many of them. It's like
it's almost like it's like spread apart, and it's like here's a couple games here, and you're good for like a good couple months, and then you're like wondering, okay, so what's new gonna come out for it?
It's like when the N64 launched. It's like you got Mario and you got Pilot Wings, and then 7 months later you got your next game.
Yeah, it's another thing. Like the N64 had like 270 games by the end of its time.
Yeah, exactly. So somehow it built up to 270 games.
Whereas the PlayStation had like over 1,000.
Yeah, exactly. But
so was it GameCube larger than that? Their title library?
Oh yeah, the GameCube had a huge library. Yeah, because it had all the Maddens in the GameCube, but it had like other sports games and. Oh, we lost Sam.
GameCube games available in the United States.
Yeah, there you go. See. But all right.
For some odd reason, I'm keep thinking in my head that they're gonna announce some sort of new hardware. I don't know what though. So? I think so. I don't know. It'll be surprising if they did it, especially with the Wii U and everything. But I'm just guessing that, hey, we're working on a new hardware. Here you go, and it'd be like, wait, what? So that's what I keep thinking.
One thing we definitely won't see at E3, their quality of life, because I think that's almost dead as well. Remember the sleep thing? What happened to that? I think that was a panic move, and I haven't heard anything about it. But all right, let's close up shop for the evening. Thank you guys for joining me on this wonderful, wonderful Thursday night before a holiday here in the U.S. We'll cover, I think, Microsoft probably next week. And Xbox and TikTok about that. Some awesome stuff there. And as always, you can find us at SideQuesting on Twitter, sidequesting.com, obviously. Visit the website. We'll have the new design will be going up. I know I've been saying that a lot, but there's a lot of back-end tweaking that I've been trying to get working. So we'll definitely have that up before E3. But we got the new website's going up. And then, please download, subscribe, share it, rate and review us. It always helps. Tweet at us. And then even chat with us personally. Comment on this post, but feel free to chat with us personally. You can find me at Dolly Demovsky on Twitter. Vin, where can they find you?
You can find me at BinXWien on Twitter, which is BinXNGUYEN.
Sam, where can we find you?
At SamDI79.
SamDI79. And Tom, where can we find you?
At that Tom Johnson, and you could send me all sorts of really mean Twitter messages about how I'm wrong about Majora's Mask.
I'm gonna send you real messages, trust me. And with that concludes this episode of the SideQuest and the one of the last few SideQuest episodes before we do a name change, which we'll probably do. And that's it, everybody. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time on the SideQuest. Bye-bye.